Okay, I'm in the mood for another teardown. And we're looking at a big one, Marvel.com. I love Marvel. But if I was collaborating with them or working with them as a client or as a designer, could I leave some comments or set some tasks based on how I find the website? Maybe I don't like the look and feel of it. Well, using Atarim, that's what I'm going to do. Now, I've already logged in. I've gone to the websites tab, and over here, I'm going to pop in the address and hit add site. And here we are, we're in the website. This is super fantastic. I can at the moment, if I want, just browse all the way through the website. I can click any of the links, I can click the sliders, I can visit any tab I want because we're on the browse. It's literally like working on a proper website or looking at a website. But if I want to now start putting comments, I'm going to activate the comments down here. Now, I have no ownership of this website. Okay, I don't have any secret login or secret invasion login or anything like that. But what I can do is leave comments on here, and I can hit the share icon down here, and I could maybe invite someone else. So maybe one of you wants to also collaborate on here and leave comments. Maybe you're the client, or maybe you're the logo designer, or the image optimizer. I don't know, but we could all start commenting on here to ensure we all understand what we're doing. So let's do a teardown of this website. So for my first impressions are, and it's been a while since I looked at this website, I quite like the sign in and login in the left-hand side. I like the subscribe option there. That's quite a nice little call to action, even though it's not like fully in your face like a button, which is what we tend to be used to. Subscribe now, get our newsletter, blah, 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 blah. It's not like that at all. And we got a search icon as well. And you know what? Look, it's got the logo. Now, there is a part of me that kind of goes, we've got a bit of black going on below, right, with the logo, you know, just underneath it before we get to the menu over here. But can you see this logo at the moment? There's nothing at the top. And I am feeling a little bit like it's pushed up too far to the top. Now, I get it. I understand why they've probably done that, because they just want it to be right at the top, centered in your face. However, is it going to be a major problem if we said give us about 10 pixels from the top? Let's do that. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to click on the logo and I'm going to leave a comment. Now, if there were more people collaborating on here, maybe I've got Tom, George and Harry, I could say, right, Tom, I want you to also be aware of this. I could even set down the progress of it. So we could say it's in progress or maybe it's in review, but also I could set the critical nature of it in terms of priority. So we could say, yeah, we'll put this one as a high and we're going to hit create task. You don't have to set any of that. You could just put a comment in and the task is now already over there. And I can also now add some more to it. So I might say, change this to be 12 pixel. There we go. So I could leave a comment and someone else could also leave a comment. So I hope you kind of understand how Atarim helps you to collaborate and keep a record of what you're doing. Right, let's continue the teardown. I think the grays there need to be lightened a little bit. So I'm going to click on, say, one of these items here and leave a comment. So I've asked them to change the font color and I've given them a couple of hex codes to help them out. Otherwise, we could get lost in translation with what kind of shade of gray do you really want to go for. Now I'm going to double click that and just give this a number, and I'm going to do the same over here as well. So now, hopefully, when they are responding, they might go, well, I think number 2 works better than number 1 or whatever is the hex code. Again, let's hit create task, and that's going to shoot over to the right-hand side as well. I've now realized this is actually a mega menu, and it's only when you hover over it and you get further items and details pop down does it go grey. So this item is now actually no longer required. So what I'm going to do is really quickly just get rid of it. I'm just going to go over here and I'm going to say, I'm going to leave a comment and say, ignore this, and I'm going to say in terms of the stage it's at, we're going to just say it's complete, right? There's no need to do this, and that's it. That item has now gone green, so that is now like a dead comment. There's no need for any action to happen to that. Now, when we do start to review the mega menus, though, I think the video one is fine. To be honest, I think this works really well. You know, when I quickly scan it, it makes sense. The wording is fine. I like the actions. There is nothing more to say about that. I quite like it, and I think it works really well. There is just one little thing that does bug me a tiny bit. When I move my mouse over it, it's not instant. I don't know how you feel about that, but if I go to videos, okay, and I now move away, it's still there. So look, it's still activated. And then sometimes when I go on to some of them, it does disappear. So there's a little bit of inconsistency. So look, videos, now it moved. Before it didn't. So I'm feeling a little bit like there's a little bit of inconsistency with how that mega menu disappears. So that little bit of inconsistency throws me a little bit. Like, where do I need to go to make that mega menu disappear? And do I really have to be moving my mouse a lot? I should be able to just hover, move away from hovering, and it's gone. So I think that needs looking into. I think the slider works really, really well. I like the fact that rather than you just having pagination dots or arrows, it actually gives you a description. Take note of this if you've got sliders. I think this is super, super cool. And you also have some social sharing icons down here as well, which, for sharing purposes, that's not a bad idea. It does work. I think that hero banner as a whole, it's quite nice and clean over there at the moment, but I just want to double check before we continue. How does that look on a mobile? Let's just go over down here and click mobile. And it's looking okay. Let's just hit browse so we can activate the toggle there. That is pretty good as well. I like that. Well, what happens if I click video? Aha, that's pretty nice as well. So it's almost like a pop-up after another pop-up. It is really, really nice. It's clean. It looks good. We're not getting that kind of like grey of the font when you're on a mega menu. It looks really nice. The only thing that grates me a tiny bit, and this is kind of quite subjective to me, I think, as a person, is when I move my mouse over down here, I get the finger. When I move it over to the slider pagination bars there, I don't get the finger. And I know that if I click it, it does move. Okay, it moves. However, again, we got a little bit of inconsistency here. So I've just left a comment there about the finger on the navigation for the slider. Back to the desktop, we're just going to scroll down and we now have like another hero banner in effect. We have another banner. So Marvel are very keen on their banners. Okay, slider, banner, thumbnails, banner again. Well, of course they love banners because they've got Bruce Banner. Sorry, Marvel. Right, okay, so this is like new on Marvel Unlimited. Yeah, this is working for me. The image, they are very good on their images. You can't deny that. I like the thumbnails that you have down here. We have a slider, which works. That is really cool. I mean, come on, I love comics, right? That's a super cool little feature. We're not adding a comment there. I think that's really, really good. And we scroll down then to the news bit now. I'm just going to hide the sidebar momentarily because I just want to get a feel for this a little bit more. So let me now just show you this on full screen. And you're going to notice now that what looked okay probably isn't that great. So we have here the slider with the navigation. Fine. We have over here the thumbnails. And can you now see we've got this white bit, but the white bit is overlapping on the hero banner. But it's also bang up against this border. For me, if you're going to do the overlap, which is almost like a 3D parallax effect, almost like it's layering in front of the hero banner, where's my breathing space below here? So if you're going to go with this grey, you definitely need to push this up a bit more and you need to have some space here. So let's go and make a comment on that. The first comment is push this up by 60 pixels to overlap more. Let's create that task. So I'm now asking them to just add 100 pixel padding to the bottom so it's not completely touching. So let's hit create task there. And then again, we have the grey again. And I definitely feel like, look, we've got a similar pattern going on here. And can you now see that white bar going all the way across? So we're going to say, push this up by 60 pixels. And I've probably gone over top with the comment now, but you kind of get the idea, right? Get rid of it. It jars me. Arrgh. So I'm saying just change it to white. And I'd love to know your thoughts while you're watching this. Do you agree? Do you think I'm being oversensitive? I probably am, but hey. And then we get to the next section. And again, we have a lovely banner. I mean, again, you could almost argue, does this need to go up to overlap by an extra 100 pixels? I'm going to say over here for this section, add 100 pixel padding to the bottom as well. And down here, I'm going to click here and just put the same thing again as well. So there is a little bit of repetition going on here, but I think it kind of makes sense why I did that. And then we get to the footer. And I don't think there's much I need to say about that. It looks okay. I mean, they do look a bit close together. I mean, this is grayscale at the moment. I would say that being that color gray is not great for accessibility. And I've given them a suggestion there, and we're going to hit create task. Now, what I'm going to do really quickly is just go back over here, click the chevron, and we have got a total of 14 tasks. That now means anyone working on the website can go through the tasks and agree, disagree, action them, or even add further comments to them. I hope you enjoy that teardown of the Marvel.com website. We'll see you soon.